Let's travel back more than 800 years into medieval England. In a small farming village called Woolpit, life was quiet and simple. Farmers worked in the fields every day, animals grazed peacefully, and nothing unusual ever seemed to happen. But one day, something appeared near the edge of the village that nobody could explain. A group of farmers were working close to a deep pit used for trapping wolves. These pits were common at the time, built to protect livestock from dangerous animals. As the farmers worked, they suddenly noticed two small figures standing near one of the pits. At first, they thought they were simply lost children wandering through the countryside. But when the villagers walked closer, they realized something was very strange. The two children looked frightened and confused, and their skin had an unusual green color. Not pale or dirty. Their skin truly appeared green. The villagers stared in shock. Trying to understand what was happening, the villagers began asking the children questions. Where did they come from? Where were their parents? But when the children spoke, their words sounded completely unfamiliar. They brought them back to the village so they could provide shelter and food. When food was placed in front of them, however, the children refused to eat. Bread, meat, vegetables, nothing seemed acceptable to them. Days passed, and the villagers grew worried. The children clearly looked hungry, but they continued pushing away every type of food offered to them. Then one day, something surprising happened. A villager brought fresh beans from the garden. The moment the children saw the beans, their reaction changed immediately. They rushed forward and began eating them eagerly, as if they had finally found something familiar. The villagers were relieved to see them eating at last. As time passed, the children slowly began adjusting to life in the village. They started learning the local language and gradually became more comfortable with the people around them. But sadly, the story soon took a tragic turn. One of the children became seriously ill. In those times, illness could easily become deadly because medical knowledge was extremely limited. Despite the villagers doing their best to care for the child, the sickness eventually proved fatal. Only one child remained. Over time, the surviving child became healthier and continued learning the language spoken by the villagers. Eventually, it became possible to understand the story of where they had come from. According to the child's explanation, they came from a mysterious place called St. Martin's Land. The description of this land was unlike anything the villagers had ever heard before. It was said that the sun never shined there the way it does in our world. Instead, the entire land existed in a strange dim light, almost like an endless twilight. Everything appeared to glow with a soft green color. And everyone who lived there had the same green skin as the children. The story continued with an explanation of how they arrived in the village. One day, while tending animals, they heard a strange sound echoing from inside a cave. Curious about the sound, they followed it deeper into the cave tunnels. They walked through the darkness for some time until they suddenly saw a bright light ahead. When they stepped toward the light and left the cave, they found themselves in the fields near the village of Woolpit. Just like that. No explanation. No idea how they had traveled there. The villagers listened to this story with amazement. Some believed it might be true, while others struggled to understand how such a place could exist. Over the centuries, historians and scientists have tried to find explanations for the mystery. Some believe the green color of the children's skin might have been caused by a rare illness or severe malnutrition. Others think the children may have been immigrants from another region who became lost and eventually wandered into the village. Yet many details remain unexplained. The strange language they spoke, the unusual clothing they wore, and the mysterious story about a hidden land filled with green light. Even today, after more than 8 centuries, the mystery of the Green Children of Woolpit continues to fascinate historians and storytellers around the world. No one knows for certain where the children truly came from. And perhaps that mystery is exactly what has kept this strange story alive for hundreds of years.
But what if this story isn't really over? Some mysteries never truly end. What do you think really happened? Like, subscribe, and share.